As our young heroes, the Sentries, push their way into Quiver Anna Wilds, across the mountain range of the place where they had called home, into new lands. It appears that we have found ourselves at some abandoned, crumbling ruins on an extremely dreary, drizzling day, where fate seems to be pulling threads. So, this is a surprise event, and these events could be completely random, or they could be related to the hooks, the secrets that each of our characters happen to have as part of their lives. So the different hooks each character has could potentially unlock a number of different specialized quests that could end in a myriad of different ways. And there's only a chance that they'll show up, and then you might only have a chance of being able to complete the quest in a way that will satisfy their life quest and give them a special ability and a little check next to their different hooks. Jonah here is a wanderlust, creative, curious person. Rowan is a dreamer clown who also has wanderlust. Aviana is a weird clown who's loyal and also raising, as we remember, the young girl who her best friend left behind after her best friend died. And Pame is a curious, literary, thorny type of person. So I don't know who this is going to be about or if it's just random, but let's see what fate has in store. Well, what better spot to wait out the rain than some drafty old rock heap? Any ghost would be honored to call these stones home. Jonah regards the wet forest for a few more minutes, then wanders up one of the more sturdy-looking staircases. And Rowan follows. What's been exposed to the sky for so long now lies covered in lichen. Oh, can you imagine all the moss? Ooh, there's tapestries! One room, however, remains relatively untouched by the elements. Tales never told, tucked away. And then you are briefly interrupted by your sister calling you and telling you that she found your favorite character Karlach in Baldur's Gate 3, and you have a little bit of a freak out and forget what you were doing and come back to find that there seems to be an old collection of tapestries here. So let's go ahead and see what we have found. Got all the classics here. Heroes posing heroically. Big old people eater. Wouldn't mind hanging that, actually. I don't think that we have a very impressed Jonah to all these tapestries. I'd be impressed, but I guess her idea of having glory, for the glory that she wants to go ahead and pursue, might be a little bit more shiny, to say the least. And what is her book? Okay, she's actually very bookish, so maybe she's just kind of like bored seeing the same old tales over and over again. Or maybe this will be very exciting for her. We'll have to see. Also, I forgot to check her relationships. Crony, ha! Yeah, everyone's getting a little bit closer. I like it. And then there's this one. Oh my gosh. That's actually one of my characters from my behind the scenes sort of attempts to survive in Wildermyth. That's Bree. Her name is Bree, and she has the spirit of someone very special in cat form, who is her companion at her side. She was a very powerful mage who did not make it through 3 lifetimes I tried to help her live, and let's just say she didn't make it through one of them, and here is a tapestry to her. I had no idea that could happen, that your legacy characters from other stories could end up weaving, quite literally, their way into your new ones. Unless you like added them in as reborn characters. I didn't know this could happen. I'm so happy right now. The weaving's not like the others. Among other differences, no loom I've seen ever weaves like that. Why anyone would want this in their collection, I'm not sure. The tapestry breathes a shivering aura in, then out again. Oh my gosh. We're not destroying it, Rowan! Absolutely not! Interfuse with it, Jonah. It is shiny enough that she might poke it with a wand. Jonah steps closer to the tapestry and focuses her eyes beyond its surface, as if trying to peer deeper inside. There's more tied up in these threads. If someone was willing to... Oh my gosh, she's interfusing her spirit with it. You sure you know what you're doing? Uh-oh, now she's... Uh-oh. Oh my. Okay, so now she's calling out in pain. Something snaps. Ah! Oh no. Maybe this isn't a good thing, but maybe it could be a good thing? Jonah is thrown against the back wall. Skittering, shiny limbs begin to spasm outwards from the tapestry as it unravels. Oh. Oh! That's a lot of thrixels. Remember how I said we didn't need to worry about warding and thrixels and everything? Also, how is Pame as my leader? Once again, she was not where I would have thought a leader would be. She's actually in a whole nother room and I have to get over here to open the door. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, there's a dweever. Oh my gosh. All right, since that door is closed, absolutely. We'll take care of things here. And I think Wolf Call, will that... Yes! That gives us more ability to hoof it, which is good because I think hoof it we might want to do. Once per combat, activate to dodge the next 2 attacks. I think what we want to do right now, I would really like to make sure that we can get rid of these Thrusk because they bite twice because they have 2 heads. Imagine that. Let's see. So I could shoot him. Okay, we're gonna... I think getting rid of the enemies should absolutely be like one of our main focuses. And then Eviana. Ooh, Eviana! Okay, can I throw net? Okay, so we can throw the net if I get a little closer. So what if I move... Okay, let's do this. And then let's go ahead, maybe throw the net to pin down this guy. And then strike this one. Yes! Eviana, good job! So at least the big giant bard thingy is pinned down for just a moment. Okay, and then what could we interfuse with to potentially attack him? We could barrage him with a deadly whirl of books that, I don't know, are they like fashioned into paper airplanes that can just like stab? That's also such the cool tapestry behind him. Give me that! You had a tapestry of one of my favorite heroes. Then we could also constrict with the other tapestries or create a discus from the ruined pillars. I think the discus sounds like the best idea, but it would hit Eviana right in the face. Oh boy, yeah, it looks like that might be our best option at the moment is, let's try to turn these books into, apparently, oh, okay, that worked out a lot better than I thought it would. It truly actually did. Cool. And, all right, good job, Pame. Should I go through over here? Okay, maybe Rowan will be able to help out with the Dweaver here. So let's get him down there. And then he can go ahead. Nice! Okay, fantastic. All right, and then Eviana might be able to, she's gonna open the door. What, can we interfuse with that tapestry, I wonder? And then I think we'll have her maybe stand here in the doorway and guard. And then let's get Jonah behind her and interfuse. We can't interfuse with that tapestry, but we could. Ooh, a bone lance! There's just a pile of horns here. What kind of creature left those? What the heck? Oh my gosh. That was so strong. I'm so not used to having my heroes actually be this strong. Maybe having generations of other heroes in the background die off has actually given me the skills I need to keep these ones alive. All right, but now we could add in Brawl Guard, which would barely increase armor from the maid's lace that Eviana is wearing. And it wouldn't really help us very much with the river scale that Pame is wearing. So let's go ahead and turn it into hide. Ooh, and then Snakestone Sash, which can go ahead and give us 5 more abilities to dodge. It's a fur sash full of pockets. For dodging, who has pretty low dodge at the moment? I think that Pame actually needs to get her dodge up. Hey, and that looks really good on her too. And Rowan leveled up, sweet! Okay, So he could do Jump Jaw, where he throws down a trap that can deal damage and pin the first enemy who walks near. He could have Endurance, so he has better armor and warding. Crippling Strikes, so that his melee and ranged attacks apply 2 hobble to the enemy. Oh my gosh. Fox Flight, which, I don't know, maybe it's his hair, but I feel like Fox Flight could work real well for him, which improves the dodges that he has from 2 to 3. So let me think. I haven't really used Fox Flight at all, so Endurance would also be great because usually I'm gonna be honest, my archers are the first to die because they're usually squishy. So 2 armor and warding might be really good. Yeah, I'm gonna put Endurance to say that that's like, again, since we're picking many of these things for the sake of roleplay. And if you're not here for the immersive roleplay, I don't know why you're here, but I do hope you're having a good time. Oh, it's been months since I've said that and it feels so good. But I don't see him using Crippling Strikes, but Endurance I could see because of his experience in the company in the past. Ooh, and Eviana leveled up too! She could also do Wolf Call? Oh, that would be so cool! So she could do, or Battle Dance, where melee attacks only cost 1 action. Oh, she could do more damage. Or her Broad Stripes, I think what that does is it deals 2 damage to all other foes within range, but it could go up to 4. Huh. Oh man. To all other foes in range? Wait, what kind of range? With all, like, that's ridiculously strong. I need to be using that more. After the last creature falls, what's left behind of the tapestry drops and whips apart with a crackle. 1 more figure is expelled from it before the threads curl and burn away. No way. Bly. I called you Bree, but your name's Bly. After her dying 3 times in all of the other stories she has lived through, what's going on? Oh my gosh, you're kidding. You're human, or close enough. But are you real this time? We're as real as it gets. I don't know if Jonah would be happy to see another mage, but at least she's not wearing clothes as nice as Jonah's. That's what they said the other times. Well, stick around for a while and see if we hold up. What do you remember? A name. Bly, Mountainverse. Enough of a childhood. Long-ended adventures. But not much of what you're actually asking about. It's hard to tease apart what happened and what didn't. A sense of time passed, and a sense of purpose. Fighting something? I mean, obviously you have a hook for a hand. Then perhaps not so much has changed. We're fighting too, it turns out. If you want to pick up where you left off, you look like someone who can watch a back in battle. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. A cause to lend my wand to would be for the best. Oh my gosh. We'll fill you in on the state of the land. It's not in the best shape at the moment, but that's why we're out here. A good thing you were, I suppose. After the rain cleared, the Sentries of Age trekked on, 1 thread stronger in their woven story. My jaw is on the ground. Wow. Bree, you with your shadow cat, who can shed the magic protection that the different enemies have. Bree, I'm smiling from ear to ear. She has been reborn again. She is a character that I have had elsewhere, which means that one day the characters that here we create in our stories together might show up, and I'm so enchanted right now. This is so exciting. For Bree, well, the local peach grower forbade children like Bly. Okay, I've got to rename her. Okay, I can't. Okay. I need to remember. Her name was Bree as a nickname for a long time in my other campaigns. The local peach grower forbade children like Bly from picking fruit out of his orchards. From across fences, Peaches enticed the otherwise obedient girl to sometimes painful transgressions. Rumor went around that she lived for years among a family of bears, teaching them to dance, language, and fire. No one asked her whether it was true. The story was enough. She did all she could for her younger brother and labored to build a world where the boy could love and dream. She has killed 67 monsters, fighting deepest Morthogi and Thrixel in the deepest again, where she may or may not have died. Okay, Thrushes of Summer was the last time she died. Oof. But she has much experience of fighting that she only remembers in very hazy memories. She journeyed to a sacred wood and felled a single haven beam tree. The home she built with its timbers would be a warded and weather-blessed place. She chose a simple hook to replace her ruined left hand, and she swiped the egg of a crag eagle from its towering nest. The bird would hatch and grow to become a half-wild ally, bringing treasures sometimes from distant lands. Eventually, it stopped returning. I actually never had it come back, I just had the egg. And she also gained the rank of folk hero through all of the efforts of her heroics. But no doubt she has actually been tied up in the woven tapestries for perhaps centuries and centuries. And now that she has finally been freed once more, we get to see a whole new aspect to her story. I am, again, ear to ear right now, so happy. She has a tier 1 wand. I don't remember if this is actually, I don't think it's one she ever had before, so this is a new wand. That has stone effect, which will shred armor and pin all enemies within a 2-tile radius if she actually physically hits them, I think. Maybe. I don't know if that counts for her magic. Gonna have to, like, explore that. That called the Owl Ward of Wolfden. That's, maybe she has been spending time out in the forest. And she has some simple dusty garb, which will help her with armor and warding and some spell damage. And she happens to be, a romantic who can be a bit snarky, and that's about it. Sometimes one might think she's greedy, but actually I like to imagine it is her shadow cat, who is the spirit of an ancient mystery that we might learn more about one day in the future. I don't want to spoil it for you guys in case that hasn't happened yet. She is not very literate. She did have a rough life growing up in terms of just like rough and tumble. There was work to do. There were monsters to run from. No time for book reading in a land, you know, overrun with darkness. And she can be a bit of a goofball, but otherwise she kind of, she has a bit of a romantic streak that gets her into mystical situations. And she can be a bit snarky, but I like to imagine that that comes off more from her failed attempts for humor. And that seems very fitting if her humor is a few centuries outdated. So she is 26, and that makes her equal in age to Pame, but she's going to be a level 1 mystic, and we're going to give her the ability Spirit Chase, which has her shadow cat go ahead and help her out with making the enemies weaker. And it seems that here in Quiver on a Wild Pine Forest, there has not been any human settlement for so long. There hardly was anything to be said of for Elkantana Mine, so perhaps this land has been abandoned and turned over to the deepest cult for quite some time. And it's now our opportunity that we have built this pass, which I have been thinking about calling Wild Gem Pass because of the gemstone in Pame's eye, that the humans will come and start colonizing these lands and finding more space and peace out here. And the deepest, I think that, again, it'd be one thing if this was their territory, but it's not really. They're just destroying everything. The land, the animals, the people. It's all just acts of rage and violence that we will fight against. And then there's also a giant crag here, the Crag of Quiverana. And these are also impassable mountains. So we're surrounded again by impassable mountains on all sides. So I love the idea that this was just a ruin tucked very far away up in a like ancient mountain range where they were able to go ahead and they were able to find our wonderful new friend here. And now we can actually go ahead and we can build a station here to let people start like settling this area. And we could get heartwoods, which would be quite useful, or we could get hides and spell threads with a primal altar, or we could get heartwoods and fabrics. And I think I really need spell threads. Oh my gosh, do I ever need spell threads so often? But I think I need heart. Oh my goodness. Let's go for the heartwoods. So it's going to become just a forest where people are able to make a bit of a home here. And then we might actually, knowing that we are facing some more dangerous areas, we might actually help the people who move in here prepare some very thorough defenses, perhaps at Bly's suggestion. Perhaps she's warning them. We want to be prepared, because if we are fighting the same deepest that she is familiar with, they do pour in and raid, and maybe Bly has lots of great insight into how they fight that will actually help. Here they go. Yeah, everyone's getting a little stronger, but will actually help to prevent the incursions from having as big an effect. And yeah, having defenses built is really important for incursions, because it lets you start off the defensive battle so much stronger. Going into an undefended territory and trying to save the townspeople when you're just frantically running at everything, let's just say there's reasons that Bly and her companions haven't made it past chapter 2 in other legends and lore and adventure. But alright guys, we're going to get these defenses built, and then we are going to see what amazing adventures the Sentries of Age, and it feels appropriate to call them that now that they literally have someone from the past with them. But we will see what other adventures they get up to next time. So, I'll see you guys then. Stay curious, everyone. Bye-bye!